Hello and welcome to Intuitive Clarifications with Natasha. And I am here to be a guidance for you. As I am an intuitive medium, motivational speaker, I handle a lot of different things that are going through with life. And I'm always here to be supportive to you. So, hello there. And I know that I'm an animal communicator, I'm a medium, I talk to any all dimensional animals, people and everything like that. And I was called today to give a message through my beings. And one that wants to talk is Mikkel. Mikkel wants to come and talk to you today. And then maybe Jehoshaphat again, or Jesus or Mother Mary. I know there's a couple that are sitting out here wanting to support you in your life's journey. And so today's message is about how are we going to be this month and also what is going on in the energies today. Because today's energies, oh my gosh, I hope you've been doing well with the energies. And today's a live show, so some of these messages won't necessarily be relevant in another couple of years or whatever, but they might be actually. So with that I want you to remember that you are so loved, and that if I go into channeling, that it is a perspective, that I don't go all the way out, but yet just listen to the words. If you don't believe I'm channeling, that's fine with me. I'm not going to be judged or anything like that. I'm not going to own up to that, but it's the message. There's a message coming through, and I know for me that a lot of times, even when I'm talking like this, I'm getting channeled messages. So going into this, that we're all in the midst of this big shift right now. And I know we've been going through a lot of shifts our whole lives, but it seems like there's an explanation point on it right now. And that explanation point seems pretty heavy. And we've been going through a lot of shifts and changes that haven't necessarily been the easiest. And I know that, thinking back when I was growing up in the 70s and the 80s and the 90s, and early 2000s, that things were pretty, like, they were always like, what's going on with me personally. And that's coming back to that moment. What is happening to us personally? Because we have a lot of things that are going on in our outer world. We have elections in the United States. We have we have a lot of things that are going on with trying to negotiate. And I know that for me, I work in elementary school. There's a lot of things going on with even kids trying to struggle with, who am I? What am I doing? Where am I at? What's happening here? Why did they say that to me? What is this going on? Hello, Veronica. Thank you for being here. And thank you for everyone who's here. Because I'm live on Instagram and I'm live on YouTube. So, it's like managing a little bit. And I've been hacked on Facebook. I haven't gotten back on Facebook, and I apologize. I'm trying to figure out that I need to get on another computer so they don't know my algorithm, because they're not letting me on my phone. They're blocking me on my phone, actually, Facebook is. So it's not time for me, but I'm going to try on another way here. But going into this, that's another side story. Going into this, that this month of October is going to be pretty impactful. We've just gone through the energies of, we had the full moon with the partial eclipse. A week later, we had the equinox on Monday, the 22nd, I think. And then that's in September. And then here in October, we just had the full moon with the eclipse. Whew, and I'm feeling the after effects of that, because there's this energy that kind of sticks with us. And then we're going into a lot of different energies. And I haven't checked with my astrologer. This is all off of what I know intuitively, but I'm also getting that star beings and other dimensional animals, beings, life. I know, Veronica, you showed me one of your ring channels, and I'm going to share it here, that you had an orb that came up to your ring thing and then started flying up, and it said hi, and that hi was the fairy. And the fairy was saying, hi, hi to you because you have been coming into your empowerment and your knowings. And so trusting that process. And I'm so happy for you because they're saying hi to you. And I'm glad that you did things to protect your property, because that's the thing is that we're going to have a lot of spirit spirit is going to be coming through pretty heavy, and it's been an interesting process to have that energy come in. And I want you to know that if you see things out of the corner of your eye, if you are negotiating things, if you're feeling or smelling something that's a little off, or things are missing, or I've had I just did a post, gonna post it tonight, on some interesting mushrooms that kind of came up. And I know there's so many different kinds of mushrooms, but I just got that there was a little bit of fairy dust with it, And so with that, going into this, that we're going into that. So I'm going to kind of step away here because of the fact that, we are going through so much, and I want to give a perspective. And today's show is going to be a lot of channeling. Like I said before, I want your truth to be your truth. This is just a perspective. This is just an understanding. And if you don't believe that I'm channeling, that's okay. But please, there might be a sentence in this information that could be helpful for you. So going into this, that we're all in the midst of big changes and big knowings, and it's really up to us to find that center in ourselves, the center in ourselves, that center, because it's not necessarily about being grounded anymore, but it's like, oh, that's being said over there, 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 that's being said over there. But at the same time, though, when we're working through a lot of our story and a lot of our doings, that we don't always understand that a lot of that's going on around us is for us to find our truth. And so that's why I was like called to do some channeling work, is to get that, you know, that there is these messages for us. Okay, so I wanted to kind of get into the show just a little bit because I wanted you to know that you're okay and you're safe. But okay, and this oh, skull came to me at a fair this summer, and he just wonderfully just came to me, and the being that was with it was Mikhail. And Mikhail is a star being. He is part of the council, members of the council of a lot of star beings. And I am very much into being connected with the star beings. We all are star beings. We're all starlights. We're all star knowings. And that's the thing is that we're going to have to be careful of our government starting to call that our star being friends, who have been visiting our planet since it was made eons ago, that if they wanted to do us harm in the big picture, yes, the reptilians, yes, there's other beings that have, sabotages the grays, there's a couple others, just like in anybody, there are the positive and the negative star beings, you know, and, yes, I believe that angels are a form of star being, and they're saying, yes, we are, but I just heard, but at the same time, though, they are part of the uniqueness of angels, just like the Pleiadians are the uniqueness of the Pleiadians. The reptilians are the uniqueness of the reptilians. And I'm hearing that not all reptilians are negative, but they are kind of on the selfish side. But the thing is, though, who are we and what we're doing? And if we've seen pictures of reptilian kind of beings, well, those are the reptilians. And they've been sabotaging a lot of them have been sabotaging our planet here for a long time. And that's why we're in this kind of unique story of negative to positive, or the dark to the light, because we've all been in this um, unique dance. I don't like to say the word battle. I really don't like to battle anything, but this unique dance of dark to light right now. And that's why you're feeling a lot in ourselves too right now, is that unique dance between the darkness of ourselves and the happier, lighter side of us, because we all have darkness in us. It's part of life, it's part of our doing, it's part of our who we are. But it's that, and some of it's our old stories that are sticking to us that were no good. That's darkness. Those stories of us being not healthy, that's part of our old stories. So, and that's part of that negativity that we're going through. So if you're battling with something inside of you, that's the story of we're trying to get the light over the dark. And I'm going to offer to you, be careful the food you're eating, be careful of what you're hearing in your music. I've been listening a lot to Ignima. They're a European band, but it's just music, and it's light, and it's vibration, and it's something that I'm just been listening to, because the energies have been so heavy and so dark lately. And so going into this, that I've been trying to listen to better music, the Celtic musics, and a lot of that peaceful music that sings to the soul a little bit. Yes, I love to go dancing. Yes, I dance to a lot of good music and that kind of stuff. But at the same time, though, there's times where it's like, okay, I'm here. I'm here. And that yesterday's video, I actually had the Enigma. I cannot say their name. Enigma that was on that video a little bit, and I turned it down during the video. But that soft song is part of that dance, and so I've been listening to that. So today, though, I'm getting the tap. It's time for me to leave this little story of me giving you a message to giving some channeled messages. So, and I'm here, Mikhail. Mikhail wants to come through. Like I said, he is the council of star beings, of the councils. He is part of that bigger picture. He's part of that journey of guidance that we want to be. He's the one that they do try to take out the darkness, the reptilians that aren't good for us, and that kind of stuff. And so he wants to have a voice for you to give you some guidance. I do not know what's going to be said. I'm going to leave it up to him. So as I attune my energies to him, I'm asking for him to come in with grace, love, and understandings. And like I was saying, your truth is your truth. Trust your truth. If you don't agree with what I'm doing, that's okay. But there's something in here that might be good for you to hear. Okay. Okay, dear ones. As I integrate into this body form of this dear one, I am asking you to know that you are embarking as a planet some big shifts and changes until the beginning of next year. And as you go through this, be aware that your emotions are going to be empowering you to change you. So that is the uniqueness of your planet, is that you are human beings with the soul being around you to be a light force for the beings of the darkness to the light. So going into this, that as we have been here for many years of this planet, and the years are different in my time than they are to your in the linear time, because of the fact that the man has made the calendar. And yes, there is darkness to light, but it is all different on many different planets. And so for us, we may not always have dark to light on our planet because of our sun is different. So going into this, that the years change, and the years are going to be changing for you too, because your planet is changing. If you have been feeling the rocking and the rolling of some earthquakes lately and the storms, I am praying that the storms go gently for your planet now, because it was time for some big changes to happen. And sadly, there was some human influences on this last storm that came through. That's why it was so strong for so long. Usually, it is only strong for as it's over the water, but this one decided to go a little bit stronger because of the fact that it was a lot of human influences. Some people know that you are being played with the weather, and that is a truth. So I want you to remember that, like this dear one has noticed that after a sunny day, that a lot of times there are these planes that do some stuff, and then the weather changes the next day and the day after because of the weather. And so it's about being in tune with that. So going into this, that we are praying as a culture in your story to that the human forms that want to damage and to eliminate some of you humans, that and the still one said about the food, just be careful of it because they are not thinking straight about the consumption. And guess what? They are going to get the benefits of their misthinkings also, because they have made some choices, and then they're going to find out that they're eating food that they don't agree with either, because they think that it's about you, the people of everyday walk. But no, this is going to affect them too, because we as beings like to balance the scales, as it is said, to be on the better side of things. So if they are doing unto you, they are being done unto them. That is part of the story. And so you will find that some of these beings that have been taken over, yes, some of the people who are in making these choices have been now not here for quite a while because of choices that they have made. But there is some beings that took over that are not making better choices. And this is a bigger picture and more than I should say. But I want you to remember that a lot of the things that are out there now of truth are a lot of truth. But it is coming down to who you are today that is truly mattering. Who are you when you look in the mirror? Who are you when you drive in the car? Who are you when you go to the grocery store? That is the important part of this dance of the human walk right now. It does not worrying about the bigger picture. Yes, you can do something. You can voice things that you want to voice. There are ways to negotiate this. And I, Maka, would like to know that you are in the power of you, because you can control you only, and that is what is matter. So going into this, it is about unifying your own knowings and doing your own story that is going to be the benefit of you. And as you go forward and into your own understanding, that there are some benefits to your understandings if you are willing to trust that part of you, your gut balance, and it is going to start saying, don't eat this and think about that. But you're also going to know that as you change and upgrade, that you're going to know that things don't always work the way that you think they are going to work. So it is time for you to understand that you are safe, you are taken care of, you have guides around you that are guiding you. And as you trust that other realm, and that is the realm that this dear one was talking about earlier, is that realm of spirit is going to be a little bit more deeper into your story. And so here is that knowing that you are taken care of, you are guided. So if you get the feeling or the knowing or the hearing or the sense or the understanding or the idea to do something, check in with it and see if it is something for the bigger picture of you turning into something. Like you think maybe you should eat something, like this dear one has been hungry now again for spaghetti squash and spaghetti. She usually does not eat tomatoes, but that combination that was there with that has been a benefit to her gut and to her story. And so that's why that she can eat certain things that are not well for her, because at the same time that there is this uniformed of all together balances each other out. So if you get this craving for something, your body is craving some nutrition from it. So take on to your own understanding of that and believe it, but try to make some good choices while you're in that story. I want you to remember that, as this dear one knows, that you are safe and that you are going into finding other regions and things. So if you change your mind on something, that is okay, because sometimes there's an understanding that your truth taps into of other truths. There is a lot out there of truth, and that all of them are true. Do you understand that? Yes, I'm hearing. Yes, you do. So, going into this, it is time for you to understand that no matter where you're at and what you are doing, that Mikhail, and other of your star beings of your guidance system are tapping into the greater good. Mr. Tesla has been empowered with knowing a lot of those things. He was one that was ready to help this planet evolve, but the government was not ready for him to evolve past what they knew and trusted. And so that is why that happened. We have our uniqueness of Elon Musk that is trying to help you, but at the same time, though, he has a human form and is doing the human dance. Do you understand this? Yes. Thank you. So going into this, that you are in the midst of finding so many things that are not true, but that's okay. Do not get disheartened about things, because it is called change. The destruction to the creation is, as this dear one has been calling it, that is part of the dance, as you cannot have new creation without destruction. And there is a lot of things and a lot of beings that have been asked to move forward, and they were unsteady in doing. And as you notice, that some of these storms and some of these moments are places where have been old stagnant energy, and that is why things have happened. Now I'm going to add again that the storm was not meant to do this much damage, but the human form of this storm did do the damage, and we are sorry for that. We are going to ask the storms to mellow out after this one and change their ways, because there is some things, but at the same time, no, we cannot control every human on this planet, nor will we want to, because it is called human choice, and some humans are thinking more of themselves than of the bigger picture. And that's okay, because that is going to be the cause and effect, as this one says in life, because life is about cause and effect, isn't it? Yes. So going into this, as you have a reaction, there is a interaction, and that is true upon any form of life that you know. There is a reaction to create an interaction. That's how we propel our spaceships, is by having a reaction to create an interaction. So going into this, that your planet is shifting from that knowing. And so going into this, that, as you go forward and into this dance, that, what is the word I want to use on your planet? Stay calm in the midst of the storm, because the storms are very powerful, and the storms aren't always of the metaphorical storm of the sky and the rain and the wind blowing. A lot of times it's the storm of the mind, or the storm of the heart. And so as you get a personal storm that comes through you, remember to trust the process, because that is part of the destruction to creation, to be your greater self in who you are. There is a lot going on right now. So if you can, take your sea salt bath. If you can, take a breath. If you can, walk around in nature safely. If you can, uh, uh, take a moment and breathe. If you can, before you react to what somebody has said, take a breath to know that sometimes it is not the reaction that you need to have, it's the interaction of later. So take a breath and say, give me a minute. I'm processing what you said. And that is a good language to say, because then it says that you are hearing them. At the same time, it gives you a chance to have a reply that is more heartfelt than mind sent, if that makes any sense. So going into this, it is time for you to believe you, and it's time for you to create your own story of truth and knowing, because it is your divine truth that is going to be coming into your knowings now and forever, because of the fact that you are going to know that you are star beings, you are fairy, you are angel, you are all that you are, because that is what divine guidance has asked you to be, is all incorporated, because that is the unique self. If you notice that if you take what is that called, the DNA test to know where your DNA comes, most of you are like multicultural, come from many different regions, and that is because you are in that moment where everybody is a part of everything, and everything is a part of everybody. And so going into this, that is it's that truth of finding out that judgment is not going to be good. And so coming into this, please be careful about judging yourself and judging the world around you, because it is part of that stance. So instead of judging what is happening in the politics of life, and you know what I mean, instead of judging that, I would say listen, feel, hear everything that you are, so that you can discern your new truth about who you want to have in government, because there is something behind the scenes that is not being shown. It is not for me to say, because that is the human form of this, but I want you to remember that you are loved, and then there is a stance, and now there is someone else who is wanting to give some messages here. We're going to give this dear one a chance to breathe for a second, and then there is going to be someone else that comes in. I hope that I have answered some questions, and I want you to remember that love is being here for you, and remember that you are the unique self of self. So be the miracle that you are, as this one's mantra is this month, is be the miracle that you are, because you are the miracle that was made to be your unique self. As you go forward, trust that process. My dear friends, family, and loved ones, I want you to remember that you are so loved. So be it. Wow, that was a good message, I bet. Well, I'm hoping it was. Give me a moment here. Oh, when I'm channeling him, it's like he comes from way far out there. So it's kind of an interesting thing. So, whew, that was kind of interesting. Okay, so now gonna get, oh, you're more than welcome. Thank you, Veronica, for being my sport. Mm. So, who else wants to come in? Well, who wants to come in next would be Jesus. Now, I know Jesus from no religion. Yes, I was raised a little bit more on the Catholic side. But to me, Jesus is brother, Jesus is love, Jesus is kindness, Jesus is. And so he does not hold any judgments or anything. He is one of the team of the unique um, deities that support us, Jesus, Mother Mary, um, a lot of that region, a lot of the saints and that kind of stuff. They were also human when they were on this planet, but we all have these moments. And so, when you open yourself up for channeling, it's like a doorway. So here's Jesus. Give me a second. Hello, my children. I am so grateful that you are with me today. And as you go into your story and who you are, we are all here for you, your family of loved ones. I, Jesus, am one that really comes in to bring in love and divine guidance for you. So go forward in who you are and know that no matter where you're at and what you're doing, please be careful about self judgment, because as you go into self judgment, you go into this. Deep sense of you as unworthy. So when you go into judgment, you go into unworthiness, and unworthiness sets you up for disconnection from the miracles of your life. So come into who you are and what you're doing, because you are all in the midst of embarking on being you, and it's time for you to trust that process of being the love and guidance that you are. So most of all, if you can start really be careful of the self judgment of yourself, because that is going to stop anything and everything that you are manifesting in this world. And as we go forward, and as you go forward, that the dance of miracles is around you, and synchronicities, and just benefits of reality. And so going into this, that you may have a disagreement with someone around you, but yet that disagreement is for you to find a medium moment of being able to be with someone else. It's not about you are right and I am wrong, or I am right and you are wrong. It's about you have this understanding, I have that understanding, and let's find a unique understanding together. Like this dear one made a squash the other night, like she said. Or like Mckesson, that and then she was going to do one thing and the husband said, no, I don't like that. And so then she came up with another idea and it turned out even more better. And now she is craving that even for tonight, but it's not going to be tonight. But yeah, and that's why I am in her body and I can sense that craving. So going into this, that if we are in the midst of what we are and what we're doing, that you are going to find things that feel good to you, and it's time for you to understand that that is more the benefit of that. Now, does that mean that it's going to last for 6 months? Maybe it will only last for a day or two, but that is what the body is telling you to get. So let the mind and the body and the emotions work all together to be a healthier self. I want you to remember, dear ones, that you are so loved. And as I ask you to be healed on a lot of your old stories, and as the energies flow through me to you, I want you to remember that no matter where you're at and what you're doing, that the healing is there for you and with you. And as this healing is sent all around the world of you, that when we come into fruition, there is no right or wrong. There is just understanding that might be a little different. So if you come into judgment, it is time for you to understand that there is this side and that side, and then that we will find the medium of who you are in that dance. So I want you to remember that you are loved, that you are so loved. My mother, Mother Mary, as a lot of you know them. Some of you know her as Calf White Buffalo Woman. Others know her as Kuan Yin. Others know her as Sister of the Hood. Some people know her of other names. And so as we go forward, that she is always with you to go shopping for the better food. So if you pick up something and you feel like you just need to put it down, believe that that is your guidance so that you can eat something better for yourself. Many times a fruit, one will be better vibration for you than another one because it comes from that other that other tree that has that vibration. So every tree is different, every limb is different, every apple is different, every fruit is different, every beef is different, every understanding is different. So believe that there is going to be harmony coming up in the next few years, but that harmony starts with you. So as you find more harmony in yourself, that you will find more harmony in the world around you. I do hope and pray that this message finds you well, and that you are so well balanced in who you are. Now, remember that as you have family members who leave this planet, it is because they are not in the vibration to follow through with where the planet is going. They do not understand that bigger picture. And so they are struggling to be here. But I want you to remember that they are taken care of. I stand with a lot of them. Azarel stands with a lot of them. Family members come with them. So nobody goes alone. And, there is this moment where we are done with the victimhood and into knowing that you are safe and you are secure. So I want you to remember, please remember, I, Jesus, am here for you to be your greater self in your story. And as this dear one knows that as you go forward, that I am here with you, my mother is with you, and many other beings are with you to support you on this dance. So be it, my dear children, and know that my sisters and brothers of you, not all of you are my children, but many of you are sisters and brothers. So I want you to remember that I call you sister, I call you brother, and I call you love. Blessings be to you on this journey. So be. So, wow. That was Jesus. I'm getting a lot in here. But I want you to remember that, if you find me doing something, listen to the words, because it's the words that really make a difference. It's the energy you feel that, and remembering your truth is your truth through this dance, and remembering that no matter where you're at and what you're doing, that truth is going to be empowering to you. And so please put what's being said here, what's being happening here in your back pocket, and respect it and honor it for what it is, and find your truth. Okay? Because we're all in the midst of change. Okay. Who wants else to come in? Because I have a few more minutes here, and then I'm going to pull some oracle cards at the end here. So if you want an oracle card, I'm going to be pulling the wisdom of the oracle, and also the Ascendant Masters. Nope, not the Ascendant Masters. It's going to be the dragons. The dragons wants to come in. So it's going to be Wisdom of the Oracle or Dragons. So if you want a card, if you want to, you can start putting that in. But I'm going to channel. No, I'm not going to channel you. Sorry, I can't channel you right now. Let's see here. I got a couple of them lined up. I, Mother Mary, am here for you to know that you are loved. I, as mother for you in the journey of who you are. I want you to remember that if you are struggling with life, let me hug you. I want to give you a hug of love and appreciation. Know that I am here for you and with you if you call upon me. Just say, "Dear Mother, can I have some help, please?" And as you go forward in this dance, and as this dear one has had this mantra that is called, I am asking for divine healing on this, that is calling in a lot of beings to be a higher self for her. And the healing can happen with that. So remembering that as you go forward in your struggles, remember, I, Mother Mary, mother of mothers, will love you beyond motherhood. I hope you understand what that means. Because I am here to hold you, support you without judgment, even if you have struggled with mother. Mother energy has been very divinely given to many women, but not all know how to handle it because of their life story. And that is the uniqueness of this planet, is that we all struggle with our human energies. And I myself had a mother who struggled with who I was. So I went and worked with my grandmother. My grandmother was a healer herself and did herbs, and I learned my herbs from her because my mother was caught up in the politics of the day and did not realize that who I was and who I was going to be carrying. I have been in that dance of understanding the bigger picture, so using those herbs, using those stories, and as I work with you and call upon the herbs to come upon you when I do work with you, so know that sometimes there is these spontaneous healing moments that happen because the fact that I use certain herbs, and as I go forward and into this dance, that you go into these healing moments. So trust, if you want to have healing happen, that there is these healing moments that happen. So go forward in your life and be who you are, because you are a miracle, as this dear one represents and notices that, because you were a spark given of light when your soul and your seed plantedness came together and went kaboom. It was the Big Bang Theory, as the story goes. We all have that. That is how the universe was made. That is how your universe was made. You have a unique universe inside of you, as the earth is a unique being in herself. The solar system of your planets are part of the uniqueness. Then there is the solar system of other solar systems, and they are all unique in their own way of how they grew. So going forward, that it is time for you to understand that your body can heal many things, but sometimes it takes a little practice and a belief in that knowing. I, Mother, am going to help you do better by you. So if you get tapped to do something, as there's a dear one that is watching right now, that she has made a choice to stop, and we are all in excitement for her, because she is going to be healing so much of her body that has decided to give up what she is needing to give up. So go forward in this dance and remember, healing is happening as you speak, because you are a speaker of healing. So remember that thought is energy, voice is energy, saying something is energy. So be careful of what you think, what you say, and what you know, because it is very powerful in negativity when you speak of that negative. So that is going to be the story of who you are, is about trusting that process and knowing that you are all okay. But I, Mother, am going to be here with you, hugging you, even though your mother may not have been able to do it the right way that you thought it was, or your father. So trust this process of who you are, and remember that I, Mother Mary, am mother of all mothers and love you beyond all motherhood that has been. My love is with you, my dears, and remember that as you cherish yourself, it is time to remember that you are made of love. You came from a spark of love, and it is about being loved. So be it in your story, because you are so loved. Well, there was Mother Mary. I hope that, wow, oof, I feel like I was in a car wash. So I hope that today's show was inspiring to you, because we have been going through a lot. And I know that as the dance of life is happening around us and for us and to us and about us, that it takes us to really believe in ourselves, to know that our truth is going to be our truth. And as you go forward, I want you to remember that you are so loved. So here's some oracle cards. So Veronica, you wanted the card of the wisdom oracle card. Okay. So what I do is I shuffle. If you want a card reading, all I do is I ask you to send intention of which one you want, and then send in what's the word, the intention, and just holding that. You don't have to type what your question is. It's not about that, but it's about just tuning into the energies out there. It's kind of like a cell phone sending a text or getting a phone call. So, woo-hoo. Well, that one was coming out. Oh, you're coming into it. So this is for Veronica, remembering that, and if you don't get a card reading, that any card reading, if it aligns with you, the message aligns with you, then know that you are part of this card reading, even though it is meant for Veronica. So Veronica, here's the queen energy, woman, fertility, feminine power, sexual friendship, and it's a 4 card. So let's see, the queen. So let's go to the queen. I'm going to read the queen here because sometimes I don't get the message. So fertility, beauty, feminine, sexual energy, earthly pleasures, friendships among women. Queen summons you to bestow her gifts upon you so that you can reveal in the beauty of life. Queen appears to remind you of the importance of self-esteem, self-worth, holding your head high. Now is the time for you to set boundaries with others with gentle authority, yet try not to be isolated from them in the process. The queen knows how to delegate authority when she needs to. Summon your inner queen and ask for what you need. Queen also asks whether you're having fun. Maybe you need to read a good book with a cup of cocoa, go to the spa, or make plans with your pals. Look after yourself and remember that to nurture your friendships. The queen knows that she needs allies in the world of substance, and in return, she shares her wealth with you. If you inquiring about a specific female in your relationships to her, the queen stands to represent her, which will bode well or not so well, depending on which other cards flank her. This card also represents pregnancy, either in metaphorical or in true miracle life itself. The queen is an always powerful omen and ally. So let's see what else flanks it. Just for, oh, hi, Paula. Yes, I'll do dragon for you. Okay, this one is the queen for flanking for Veronica. Woo! Okay. So earth energy and movement. So the earth fairy, physical health, grounding, and freedom. It's a 27, which is a 9. And movement, which 3 plus 6 is 9. So that's about endings. So you have a lot of endings for natural magical beginnings. So what is flanking this is the queen with earth energy. So get grounded in earth. Remember to be around that and know that movement is happening for you and with you. But it may not always look like it's movement, but it probably has movement in it in some form, because anything is better than nothing when it's moving forward. Okay, so I hope that helps, Veronica. Yeah, you got some movement coming in, but it's sometimes the smallest steps make the biggest leaps. Okay, so in the middle of a move, I can use a wisdom card. Okay, I can do that for you, JH. Okay, so this is for Paula. After Paula, JH, I will do that for you. So Paula, just put your intentions out there. Okay, what does Paula need? What is Paula's? Woo! Well, that card jumped out. Soul Guardian. Soul Guardian. So that's 10 and 4. No, 10 and 9. So 29 is the card. So I will get the dragon for 29. So Soul Guardian. So 29. Sorry about that. Taking me a little bit here to get to it. Soul Guardian. Okay. This is for you, Paula, but remember, if there's a card reading, sometimes that card resonates with you too, with somebody else also, and that's a message for you too to resonate with. Okay, so Soul Guardian, I am the expression of the whole and the complete you. This beautiful dragon is your soul guardian and your very own dragon counterpart. This majestic being carries all of you, all your past and your experiences. You are he and he is you. Beautiful. Know there is to know he there is on, knows all that is to know about you and your lives. He knows that which you need to do, which you avoid, and that which you celebrate. He is the guardian of every incarnation you have experienced as a soul throughout the ages, the good, the bad, and the cause and the ugly. He says, as well as your positive side, I also hold your shadow, the part of you that would rather not acknowledge existence. I am the keeper of all memories. As you pass through each lifetime, your human body and mind have a need to protect themselves when you experience pain and or trauma, whether from birth, life, or death. A small piece of your soul then also retreats to protect itself. I am the guardian of your soul, the expression of the whole and the complete you. If your soul dragons have arrived in the card reading today, he is telling you that the time has come to begin to piece your soul back together, to recall all the missed parts so that you can complete the amazing picture and reveal yourself in all your magnificence as living being. He tells us all you need to do is to ask and I will be guided your way. You are the spiritual warrior, but you must learn to listen to your inner guidance. I will always be beside you as you follow your path. Wow. Isn't that amazing? Look at how magical this is. Wow. Okay. So, JH, thank you, Veronica. Very inspiring show tonight. Love your channeling. Many thanks, and I love you. I love you too, my dear. Okay, so this is for JH, and you wanted the wisdom cards. Okay, so put out intentions. If there's anybody else, I have a few more minutes here. Thank you, everyone, for watching. I'm going to take this. Woo! Okay, there's a couple of cards here. I'm not going to read messages of them all, but I'm going to give you a reading from them because there's more than one card here. But I want to take the moment. If you know somebody who likes this, if you can like, share, and follow, please. I know that I'm in the midst of doing a lot of things here, and I just would love to support more people. And so, and that's my life calling, is to support people find their way, find their own truth. And so, like I said today, show is about finding your own truth, but I'm hoping that there was some good messages in here for you. Okay, so JH, here is your card. Okay, so the first one I saw was cow. Cow is about what are you regurgitating to, what are you, what are you being triggered by through this, like, as you were saying, that you're in the middle of a move. We're all in the middle of a move one way or another, um, metaphorically for real. But what are you doing? So in your stressful moments, make sure you're eating well. In your stressful moments, remembering that you may not want to take everything that you're with, but some things have that emotion, those memories. And you may have to put them in a box of old memories and carry it with you and then go through it at a later time. But what are you regurgitating? What do you need to do? So make sure you're on green pastures and trusting the process, because it is about trust. Because the raven wants to come along for the job for you, remembering that the raven is about the smarts in the dark. It's about wisdom coming. There's been a lot of ravens in nature lately that have been really being talkers. There are part of spirit coming in. So remembering that you have this part of you that knows what to do. So trust that process. But remember to stay out of anger and frustration while you're in the journey, because it's about community. And then when you get to your new home, remembering that your energy is what you make of it. So be careful where you're dividing yourself dividing yourself, because there's a lot of chaos in moving. But remembering, be careful of your anger, because it's about the community that you have around you, to trust that so that you can find your joyful moments. So Horse wants you to remember that you do have the ability to do things. It's just trusting the timing of it all. Okay. I hope that helped everybody. Remembering that you are so loved. Is there anybody else who would like a card real quick? I'm coming up to the end of my show. I do hope and pray that as we go forward and as we go through life, that there is so much that's being triggered in us, or has the opportunity to be triggered. And that when you find yourself being triggered, ask, who is that? Is it your mom that's being triggered? Or is it your father being triggered? Or your aunt, or your uncle, your cousins, your sisters, your brothers? Who is it that's being triggered? Because sometimes it is a part of us that is asking to be healed. So if you have these parts of you that bubble up, give them a hug instead of judging them, because they're all here to be tellers, for us to be our empowering self. So with that, I want everybody to know that you are so loved, that you are a magical moment. The mantra for this month is, I value that I'm the miracle that I am. We are all miracles. We are all miracles. And it's time for us to really get that down in our gut knowing. Okay. Blessings on everybody's movement that they're doing right now. I'm asking for divine healing on this for everybody. I'm asking that wisdom comes through the dark times so that we can persevere through to the light, because it is about joy. I know I've been having a lot of squirrels that have been crossing my path. It's about been gathering, gather up. Usually they have a nut in their mouth. So what am I gathering? Am I gathering the right things for me, or am I not? And remembering that I'm supposed to have fun along the way, because squirrel likes to have fun. They like to bounce on the trees and that kind of stuff. But they're a little busy gatherers right now, because it is time to gather up our knowledge, gather up our truth, gather up those things that make us comfortable. But it's also time to clean out the old story of who we've been, so that we can make room for the new coming in. I'm Natasha Venter. Isn't it 19? I don't understand, Paula. 19. Can you clarify? So as you walk forward, remember, I think I remember somebody saying about watch your self-judgment, because as we go forward in our life, life is happening, and it can be a miracle if we have that perception. Blessed be to you. I'm Natasha Venter at Intuitive Clarifications if you're looking for some individual guidance, and I would love to support you in that life's journey. Bye now. Thank you, Paula, and you can text me if you want.